Hi everyone. Good evening to all of you. Uh, so the number of attendees are actually still joining. So I'm just allowing them to join for at least a minute. Then on sharp at 9:32, I will be uh, starting the webinar altogether because the attendees are still attending it. So let's start the process altogether because it is already been 9:32. Coming to today's webinar discussions altogether, we'll be discussing more about how to scale our applications on demand and how Muvi helps you to scale on demand with its own applications altogether. So, coming to the speaker and host, I'm Tanmaya Biswal, the host of this webinar on how to scale and demand applications. And just about a brief introductions of ours. I'm having like 14 plus years of experience across various domains, and I have been the part of core engineering team of Muvi since almost about 6 years, and solely responsible for the infrastructure, performance, availability, scalability, security, and integrity of the complete solutions altogether. So, moving to the core part of the discussions, there are a couple of line items that has been outlined here. Like we'll having a general introductions, the problem statement, why exactly we need all these kind of things, and what are the various solutions and processes involved in this uh, uh, process by using which we can scale our applications on demand. So coming to the introductions as a core part of the problem statement is nowadays uh, every small to large industries is actually looking for a streaming solutions because it is being an essential part of the whole business altogether, starting from various business like from education, sports, or even media, entertainment kind of things. So at that point in time, every business has a dream of having their own solutions where exactly they can provide an seamless uh, streaming experience to their end users. But the problem statement is how to scale the applications on demand, because when it comes to streaming and all, uh, we don't have any control. That means how many people will come and what is the traffic, when it will go up and down. So that's a big problem statement with the streaming industries altogether, where applications has to be designed in such a way that it has to adopt the scalability factor altogether to sustain the traffic and to have a seamless user experience. So for that, we'll be explaining and going deep diving into the different aspects and how to achieve such things. So prior to that, I just wanted to introduce my company altogether. As you may know, Movies founded almost about a decade. Like means we just founded the company about like 2011, and it is been headquartered in Virginia, USA. Uh, uh, we have a vision, like we just wanted to be the global uh, streaming platform altogether. uh, and as you can imagine, like decades back, the streaming industries and all are very newbie kind of things, but still from that day we have been exploring the areas of improvement, the features, the specific uh, targeted features of streaming and all. And we are not just about like a streaming company, but we have like uh, uh, at least six, seven products all together in place, which is purely catering to streaming. And we are actually recognized as top 100 companies in the streaming and media universes as well. As I mentioned, like we have many different products in place for uh, streaming and VOD kind of media entertainment altogether. So for that, we have product like Movie One, Movie Live, and we do have a complete backend and API based solutions like Flex and a playout which is actually designed to have a linear channel integrations altogether. We do have our own player SDK, and we have a solutions like offline where exactly we can have a solutions of entertainment that can be hosted in cruise ships or even flight or even in train kind of things. And apart from that also we do have a recommendations engine Kaldali, by using which you can generate like recommendations content altogether in our uh, entertainment products altogether, or even the streaming products altogether. And all these products are completely SaaS based. So you don't have to do anything but simply take a free trial and also try it out on your own. If you like it, then you purchase the subscriptions and everything is set and up and running. It includes everything in place, like starting from the websites to even apps and all. And coming to the awards and recognitions, as you can see, we are a number one streaming company altogether in the G2 Leader Summer camp altogether. And here are some high level awards and recognitions that we got. Coming to the core part of the discussions, how exactly movies own applications have its own scalability architecture in place so that we can have a seamless end user experience altogether to means have a solutions which is 100% available altogether to end user to have a seamless experience. So in order to scale the applications altogether, we do have various approaches, but two are the major and focused thing that can be used for scaling your infrastructure altogether to accommodate large number of traffics when it comes to concurrent streaming, or when the number of traffics when goes up and running. So for that, we go like in two different ways, and both have its own pros and cons. But we normally go in the horizontal scaling because it is more scalable and ideal for the SaaS based products and all. So what exactly these horizontal and vertical scaling is about? So when we are saying like vertical scaling and all, it is nothing but we are adding additional resources or even computer resources to the same product by taking a minimal downtime. That means when you are actually increasing the CPU or even RAM and all, so we have to take down the server and then increase the resources and up the services again. Or there will be little downtime, but the problem is about like we don't have any control on the traffic and all. So if it is like if your streaming is like a predetermined kind of things, your target audience is predefined and determined, then we can go for the vertical scaling, which will be cost effective, and also it is very simple to launch the same thing, so that we can have a seamless streaming altogether. But in SaaS based applications, vertical scaling is something like we can predict and determine because it depends on the content and the geography of where exactly you are streaming it, and you don't have any control on the end users. For that, we have actually gone with the horizontal scaling approach, where exactly it is not going to take down the server, but instead we have various tools in place. Like we have a load balancing in place, and we do have a auto scaling in place. For exactly, we have the policies in place, like when the number of traffics or even end users will hit certain number of things, then it will launch another instance in the same time, so that it can distribute all these loads all together. And also we do have alert in place when the traffic goes down and all, then it will automatically reduce the instances altogether, so that it will be extremely cost effective. You don't have to run instances uh, in idle scenarios and all. So for that, and especially for the SaaS kind of environment, it is recommended to go in a horizontal scaling rather than vertical scaling, because you don't have any control of the end users. At any point in time, it can go up and down. So the horizontal scalability is the best approach to uh, stream the content. Mostly if you have are actually having a I have membership of subscriptions to a SaaS platform. So horizontal scalability is must to her. Moving next, when exactly we are actually having this horizontal scalability nowadays, almost every streaming uh, platforms are actually designed in top of microservices architecture. For exactly, we have auto scaling in place to instantiate more instance on demand. Means whenever there is a large number of traffic, the applications will goes replicating itself altogether. But all these applications are actually connected to a single database kind of things. Maybe it can be designed like the Power microservices to Power database, but still when their number of instances been launched for the application server, we do have to put a mechanism in place for exactly the database has to scale accordingly. Otherwise, it will become a bottleneck, and eventually it will choke the whole system altogether. So for that, we have a mechanism in place, that is the master slave or even redirect replicas in place, which will be replicating the number of read replicas based on the traffic and its policies been designed internally. So if you don't scale the database, as I mentioned, like when the number of API requests and all will come to the application server and all, it will eventually connect to the database server, and the database server will not be sufficient to deliver the data to all these incoming requests coming from different instances of these application server. So in order to maintain high availability, what we just wanted to do is like replicas. When the master fails, one of the replicas can be prompted to the new master, minimizing the downtime. That means at any point in time, if master goes down or when any applications, so database server is actually failed to respond, then the traffic will be moved to the slave or even another replicas where exactly we can get the responses from that part. And it, by replicating the database and all, it will simply distribute the balance altogether. When it is especially come to like read operations or even read queries are happening, then it will be distributed across the read replicas. So in this way, we can have a scalable database system altogether to accommodate large number of traffics. So for that, we are actually having an read-write replica mechanism in movies applications, which will be scaled on demand. For exactly, we have segregated the operations from master and slave or even read replicas kind of things. All these read queries are actually being connected to the read replicas, where we have multiple replicas in place to distribute the load, and the write operations will be done directly in the master. And there is a synchronization process in place which will be replicating all these master entries to all these read replicas. And the synchronizations is almost in real time, so there is no lag in place. So you have a seamless experience on how exactly data is getting synced to all other uh, read instances. And another important part is like having only the scalability factor in both applications and server is not enough to decide on how we can have a better system stability in place. So for that, we have various monitoring and login tools in place. That means how exactly we can uh, have a detailed analysis of traffic, and how exactly we can analyze and collect all these logs all together, so that we can have a better visualizations of the complete applications. So for that, we do have our applications hosted in AWS Cloud mostly. For exactly, we have a system and tool called Amazon CloudWatch, which is completely and easily integrated with the EKS, which is Elastic Kubernetes Services altogether, which will allow you to monitor your cluster performances, resource utilization, and also the operational health algorithm. So CloudWatch collects and aggregates all these metrics from various EKS components, including the control plan and one work nodes and containers as well. And also you have container insights in place. That means it is an predefined feature of EKS, which provides a container insights, a feature that enable a detailed monitoring and troubleshooting of containerized applications running on Kubernetes. So container insights collects all these performance metrics and logs and metadata from all the containers that we have in place in our server. And similarly, also we can have the cluster metrics in place. For exactly, we can monitor the key metrics such as CPU utilization, memory utilizations, disk IOs, network traffic, pods, and content metrics. So these metrics will help you to understand the overall health and performance of all these EKS clusters and identify any resource bottleneck and performance issues in place. And based on that, we can do some tweaks here and there to make it more optimized and all to accommodate more traffic and all. Like I mentioned, like we do have auto scaling in place. That means EKS itself integrates with the AWS auto scaling. That is the beauty of EKS platform altogether, allowing you to scale your worker nodes based on the customer metrics or even CloudWatch alarms. Anything you can do a setup, how exactly the scale will happen. You can set up a horizontal pod auto scaling or any cluster auto scaling, or to automatically adjust the number of pods and nodes in response to change the workload on demand. Similarly, for logging, uh, uh, EKS cluster generate logs and various components, including the Kubernetes control panel and the Worker nodes and containerized applications. So for that, Kubernetes API server logs all these EKS, captures the log from Kubernetes API server, which includes the audit logs, API requests, responses, where you can have a detailed investigations and know what are the payloads are coming to our server. Is there any certain uh, request response parameters are coming, which is actually creating the issues, where exactly you can debug more in detail also. And the more important thing is like EKS is actually it has a potential to log the worker nodes log as well, including the system logs like the con logs and system logs, container logs. All these logs will be helpful for detecting from which source all these traffics are coming from. Is there any bot attack? Is there any DDoS kind of attacks? So we can easily monitor by looking at all these logs and all. And also we have a log streaming and analysis. You can use cloud of log insights or even by using different third-party tools also. You can deliver all these logs to your Amazon S3 or even any Amazon Elasticsearch or any third-party services. For example, you can put all these logs for your next analysis and monitoring also. And what are the tools we support in our system to integrate, uh, to have a detailed insights of it? Like in this diagram you can see like on when there is external traffic comes in, so it goes to like our AWS load balancer and all. And on top of it also we do have a AWS firewall, which will be providing additional security on top of your incoming request. And there we do have a istio ingress controller altogether, and you can directly integrate with the kubecast, which will be helping you out to analyze the cost of your all Kubernetes clusters, pods, and nodes. And also we can easily integrate with the lens desktop IDE, and we have a different logging and monitoring system in place by using Grafana and Prometheus. And also we can put all these logs into the Amazon S3 or even the Amazon EFSs. So also you can use the same thing to log in different third-party tools like Grafana, Loki, and all, so that you can visualize all these logs in it uh, good UI manner altogether. And also we do have a Kubernetes dashboard in place. For exactly, you can visualize the complete detailed insight of all your Kubernetes clusters and nodes in place. And also you can connect the same thing to open telemetry as well for complete visualizations. So these are the tools been integrated in our existing system of Muvi applications, by using which we can have a better visualizations of our Kubernetes clusters performance log, and uh, we can monitor every activities that are happening when it comes to the resources of these complete pods and nodes. And another thing is like in SaaS platform, each and every applications releases different features, releases much patches and security patches as well, bug fixes. So for that, we just need to have a good system in place for exactly we can have quick deployments altogether. So the in case the beauty is that it will no doubt take a couple of minutes, like 1 to 10 minutes, to have a the means initial node setups all together. But the subsequent scaling operations, so when there is a trigger happens to scale our system altogether, that can be done almost instantly in real time. It will take less than few seconds to launch another instance of that node altogether. So which allows us, like, if you do a quick deployment and all, so it will be seamlessly available, and your instances are quickly deployed in your Kubernetes cluster, so that you have all these new changes reflected almost in real time. And in this diagram of illustrations, you can see like when the development team pushes the code all together to our version controller, that is the GitLab repository and all, we do have a Jenkins setup in place for exactly all these images, and all will be built and pushed to our Docker Hub. Then in our service deployment, it will try to deploy the same thing with the batch jobs all together. If it's successful, then it will deploy the same thing, and if anything goes wrong and all, it will send an email alert to us, so that we can have a better look and all, so that we can fix it and redeploy the same thing to provide all these patches to the end users. In a case environment, this is much easy, much faster, which enhances the agility of these applications development, mostly in the SaaS environment. So that's all about how to have a system in place which can scale on demand, and it will definitely help you out to have a system which will provide a seamless end user experience without having any worry on your end user traffic and all. If you have any questions and all, then the forum is now open. So please ask anything goes in your mind, so that I can help you out to get it answered. So now the floor is open for the questions. So we have questions from Carrie. For exactly, he's just now trying to know, what is your pricing model, and what kind of content is most popular. So thank you, Carrie, for asking this question. Basically, our pricing model is purely defined on various plans altogether. That means we do have three different plans in place currently. That is in the standard, professional, and enterprise. Uh, so based on your plan of subscriptions, you will be charged accordingly. On top of that, we have also various app subscriptions in place. That means if you want to have any uh, apps like iOS, Android, or even any TV apps altogether, so it will be an addition to that with additional charges. But type of content is like it depends on your target business and all, because we cater to almost every industries. That means starting from educations to sports to media and entertainment to healthcare and all. So it depends on the target business, and we do have a support in place. That means it can accommodate almost like every kind of content altogether. That means if you just wanted to have a uh, simply VOD content or video on demand streaming, that you can do. If you have any linear channel also, you just wanted to broadcast, that also can be possible. And if you want to have live streaming also, that can be possible. So the content kind is not limited. That means that any kind of content that you can host, where exactly you can have a monetization method in place. So, so the content type is not a limitations to our platform. Okay. The next question is like, are educational source and interest in law? Sorry, Carrie. Actually, I couldn't even understand your questions. Are educational source of interest on law and tax? What exactly does it mean? Are you saying about any policies in place when you are trying to streaming any educational source, or what exactly it is? So in the meantime, Gary, let me know about his questions and all with the more clarifications. I have another question altogether. Do you help drive views to platform? Uh, yes. If I'm not wrong, you are saying like, you just wanted to drive viewers to the platform in the sense you are trying to have some kind of promotions altogether in place, like advertisement, or even uh, uh, having a detailed SEO in place, where exactly you can have a better search engine present in the global market or in the internet world altogether. Yes, that also you can do. Like, if you wanted to drive the viewers to your platform, you can have a integrations where exactly your existing users can log into our system by using a simple integrations, or even you can run a ad promotions, or even you can have a better uh, complete SEO friendly system altogether to generate more organic traffic to your system altogether. It is a complete means open-ended tool where exactly you do have a complete flexibility, where exactly you can do the changes by writing your own code in our platform. Obviously, you have to follow some basic standards that is been defined by our organizations. But yes, that you can do. Kerry, thank you for explaining. Yes, but that is possible because we do have a e-learning module in place where exactly uh, we can go like any type of education courses altogether, whether it's law and tax, or even physics, chemistry, mathematics, or even any technical topics you are trying to being courses and all. Everything is possible. We do have another questions from Greg Dixon. Thank you, Greg, for asking these questions. Is your player API proprietary, or do you use any vendors player like JW Player and it is? So, for your information, Greg, Movies itself a product-based company altogether. We never use any third-party tools like JW Player to play our content. And we have our own player developed, that is in-house player developed by Movie itself, which has the equal potential or even in better potential as compared to the JW player altogether, by using which we play our content, including all these features and functionality like HLS or even DRM contents, or even the raw MP4 with the different monetizations method in the integrated ad engines and all. So it's a complete SDK available not only for web but in apps also like Android and iOS as well, by using which you can play it all together. So we are not using any third-party players like JWT or even sorry, JW or even Vimeo kind of things. We have our own native player. Yes, Gary. I have taken a note of it. I'll definitely uh, pass on this information to our sales team. They will definitely reach you out. Another interesting questions we got from Joseph. Like, does this platform have any safeguards in place to ensure and no violations of copyright laws and all? Uh, uh, Joseph, answering to your questions, yes, we do have a complete DRM protections in place. On top of it, also we do have a forensic watermarking as well. For exactly, we can easily have a these protections of copyrights altogether. Okay. Another interesting thing comes out from our uh, uh, Instagram live, I believe. So the question is like, how does your current infrastructure handle spikes in user traffic or workload on demand, and what challenges have you encountered in scaling your system? So thank you for asking all these questions all together, because this is a very interesting thing. Like, scaling our applications means like, we can easily have a solution. So we can scale things like, horizontally or vertically based on your requirement. But the kind of problem that you encountered, that is the tricky part, because we have been into these streaming industries almost about like 13 plus years, and we experienced a lot of these issues in the early days when a lot of customers are actually started streaming, and when the traffic goes up, we have a lot many downtimes, or when the lot of traffic and load. So exactly we have a small downtime where exactly we always focused on vertical scaling altogether. But later, we have a system in place where exactly we uh, encountered the situations like, the cost is a primary factor, or exactly you can't go like vertical scaling, because when you do vertical scaling, there is a no automations way of downgrade it. And also, uh, it's simple in nature, but the cost is the primary factor, which is why exactly we are planning to go with the horizontal scaling. So in the initial days, when we went to the vertical scaling, we scale the applications based on customers' traffic and all, but it incurs a lot of cost altogether, and also it involves a lot of manual interventions to make this resources up and down. So that is the primary factor and difficulties uh, we faced when we are actually adapting to horizontal scale. I believe you must have seen a poll that has been popped out in on screen. Share your opinions all together in these polls, so that it will be helpful for us to uh, to understand your problem altogether in better way, and it will be helpful for us to understand how exactly you are thinking and expecting the scalability factor of the applications altogether. The poll is open. You can share your feedback. So in the meantime, if you don't have any questions, okay, sorry, we got another question from Joseph altogether. As you scale up, will you have any platform problems if users are located in different countries? No, Joseph. It's like our scale up is purely on multi availability zone altogether, and these things will never create any problem to the end users in different countries, because our applications is purely powered by a global accelerator and even content delivery network of AWS CloudFront altogether, where we have a different case mechanism in place in the age and pop locations of the CDNs. Uh, for exactly, it will not create any problem. But internally, it goes to our load balancer, and load balancer will implicitly connect to all the instances been running behind the scene, which is close to your geography. So it will not create any issues. So thank you everyone for joining this webinar all together. It's nice to have all these questions all together and pops out. So we'll be sending you all the collaterals that is related to this webinar topic. So we'll be sending the same thing to all of you. So, and also the means up, I'm there till 10:30 altogether. So if you have any questions in place altogether, then please feel free to ask the same thing. I can explore, means I can explain. So thank you everyone. I believe there is no more questions left, and we are done from the question and answer sections, and also uh, uh, we'll be sending all our core details to all the attendees via email also. So thank you for attending. Have a nice day.